What's going on? Welcome to HDiiTV. You're now rocking with your boy. What's going on? Been putting in work for you guys. I didn't get a chance to watch the debate, and I'm not gonna watch it. Like I told y'all, my views on that. So I'm gonna make a video later on tonight about that. That's gonna be on Rumble. I gotta talk about the PS5 tonight. That's gonna be on the DZ Report. I'm gonna go through the ins and out of what the system has and what it's gonna do, what it means for the future, and things like that. And then we're going to talk about, I'm probably going to watch the games too tonight. I think the Sky play. But about the games, the Atlanta Dream took on the Minnesota Lynx. The Atlanta Dream was in it for the first few minutes, and then Minnesota pulled away. Atlanta start coming back. It was a nip-tuck game at first. This game was decided in the third quarter. Early in the first half, Atlanta was getting the foul calls, getting the whistles to, be able to do what they had to do. But see, the thing about a Cheryl Reeve team is they can withstand the referees. They don't play to the refs. They know the refs are against them. They already know that. The reason they're able to win is because they have an ability with Napheesa Collier to control the pace. Napheesa can control the pace from the post, as well as they can speed up the tempo if they have to. Courtney Williams has been probably playing the best point guard this year. I'm serious. I think she's the best point guard in the league this year. Not all time, but this year I think she's the best point guard. Her ability to change the pace, her ability to move the ball. And then the backup point guard, Heiberman, does a hell of a job when she comes in. She knows how to control the tempo too. So whenever Courtney leaves the floor, you don't lose anything. Tina Charles was keeping Atlanta in the game for the most part. Ryan Howard and Alicia, they were on and off, and they're very easy to get frustrated. When their shots not falling, they're not getting the calls, they go off the hinges. And this is when you as a coach needs to step in. I don't know what Tanisha Wright is doing over there. She's just sitting there, I guess she's just there for the cameras. But it's like, dog, you got to call a timeout and reel your team in. You got to reel them in and get them together. You got to. You need to get Alicia and Ryan together. You have to let them know, look, this is your team. This is both of your team. This ain't Tina's team. Tina's here to help. She's here to help try to get us over the top into the playoffs. But you guys are playing so sporadic, it's crazy. Jordan Canada was doing the best she can, but Courtney was just clamping her down. And every time she went to the hole, she was getting blocked. And then, they called foul on a couple plays, which was weak. The bench for the Atlanta team was keeping them in the game. Maya Caldwell came in and hit some shots, played some tough defense. Nas came in and did her thing, but it wasn't enough. They are really missing, I think her name is Hines Parker, something Parker. I think it's Parker. I think that's her last name. They're missing her inside presence because she would play the 5 and Tina would play the 4. Tina would be able to do what she got to do. Tina is not a 5. Cheryl Reeve saw this when she threw Hines Allen in. Hines Allen was probably the best trade this season to happen. Because what Hans Allen does is she gets in the page in the post and she bodies everybody. Like, she's a lot bigger and stronger than Tina Charles. Tina's probably taller, but as far as body size and all of that, Hans Allen is tough. She's a hoss down there. And she got footwork. So she can take you off the dribble, or she could post you up and get to her spots, which was hurting Atlanta down the stretch. Atlanta had no answer for it. And then you had Nikila, you had Nafisa, you had Fifi. You had Fifi at the elbow, just chilling. Looking like what it is. She played good defense on Nas and Tina Charles. She was able to help Hans Allen. Carlton went off. Carlton just shot Atlanta out the game. Atlanta couldn't do anything with her. And the ball movement is so crisp. It's like, wow, like Minnesota's ball movement is sick. If the Aces don't get to Minnesota, if the Aces don't get to the Liberty, Minnesota could get the Liberty. I know the Liberty are playing some good ball. We're going to talk about them in a few minutes. But Minnesota will give them matchup nightmares. Courtney Williams and McBride, or excuse me, Miss McBuckets, will give them a lot of problems. Because if we're going to transition into the Liberty game, and I'm going to kind of gauge both games. Dallas Wings are done. So the Liberty just was running a clinic. Everybody was touching the ball. Phoebich hit some big shots off the bench. JJ, she did her thing from deep, and then she was able to score. Dallas got to make a decision. We got to get rid of these bigs. Like, we got to get rid of one of these bigs. They're going to have to get rid of one of them. Satu, she got an and one on her sister and just bumped her. Just bumped into her. You know, baby Sabali, she was just like, man, whatever. But she got the last laugh. Her team won. Breanna Stewart just the thing about Breanna Stewart is she just plays the game. Like, she just plays the game. She don't go out there trying to be flashy, this and man. She just play the game. And defensively, you know, she can guard 1 through 5. You also had Sabrina. Sabrina hit some big shots, but it mainly was Stewie. Stewie was the one closing it down the stretch. She made some great plays to help put their team over the top. But yes, Sabrina did good. The reason the Liberty are so good is their role players. Lainey Hamilton just did her thing. Her defense on Arike, on Satu, on Taj, her ability to switch 1 through 5 is like incredible. And then you have Thornton coming off the bench, who adds that toughness, and Phoebich come off the bench, add the offense and the length. They have 3 players who can go and guard 4, excuse me, because I forgot about Burke. Those 4 can just rotate between anybody. That's the reason why the Liberty look very tough and look like they could win it all. Because they're versatile. Them in Minnesota are very versatile. I could see them playing each other in the championship if the Aces, if Asia don't come back. Every other team that's in the tournament don't have that many. They don't have that much depth on them. Like Connecticut's Sun, outside of Mabry off the bench and the other girl, I can't think of her name, and Odado, they're cool, but they're not going to be able to handle them New York bigs. They're not going to be able to handle it. Now they might. We'll see, because they're going to play each other most likely in a into whoever gets to 3 first. So we'll see that in the best of 5. Best of 5 series, yeah, we could see that, but I don't know. But the Dallas Wings were done. Enrique, she was on and off. She was doing her best, and then some parts of the game, they just stopped playing defense. So they basically mailed it in. And with Atlanta losing, they're tied with the Mystics. So if the Sky win tonight, which I believe they will, they're going to beat the Mystics. I believe the Sky going to beat the Mystics. They're going to lose to the Lynx, and they're going to beat the Mercury. And I forgot the other team they play. Oh, and the Dream. They're going to beat the Mercury, and then they're going to beat the Dream. And they're going to get into the playoffs, and they're going to lose 2-1 first round to the New York Liberty. So that's how it's going to go for the Sky. The Dallas Wings, but Minnesota and the Liberty, to me, look like the 2 teams that could meet up. Minnesota just has the ability to, like, switch 1 through 5. Carlton, Elena Smith, I can't say the girl's name, but I call her Miss Z. I'm going to call her Miss Z. She's a problem. Like, she's very good. She's very she could do a lot. She could do a lot. Like, she could actually guard everybody. She was giving Alicia Gray and them problems. Carlton was too. And then, of course, they got the bench. You know, when they go to the bench, they got Hans Allen. They got the one girl, I can't think of her name. She has a long ponytail. She's good on defense. So Minnesota is move the ball, play defense. Anybody night it could go off, and that team poses a very big problem in the playoffs. Poses a big problem. The New York Liberty, Sabrina, JJ, Bree, Stewie, they're gonna do what they do. What's gonna help the Liberty win is what Laney Hamilton does, Thornton, and Phoebich. If those 3 can give productive minutes, whether it's defense, rebounding, passing, shooting, scoring, whatever they can add to the table, they will be tough to beat. But I'm not counting the Las Vegas Aces out, because we just saw without Asia, they gave the New York Liberty problems. So if they're rounding back in shape, rounding back into form, everybody's going to be in trouble. And I think the Aces can beat the Lynx. I think they could beat the Lynx. I think they can get through the Lynx. And the reason why I say that is because Asia's going to be a problem, but it's not only that. Tiffany Hayes is starting to get into rhythm. She's starting to understand her role. That she don't have to be the savior. She just got to do her job. Then they got Queen Egba. She's going to give you some quality minutes because she's a veteran. Kelsey Plum is learning, okay, I don't have to jack up this 3 on this play. I could just go to the hole. Jackie Young, she's always going to be, you need Jackie Young mainly for her defense. You know, defensively, Jackie Young is going to give everybody problems. She's going to guard the best player, and she's going to give them problems. So that's how I look at it. But in both games, Minnesota just Carlton shot their lights out, and then they just D'd them up. They held Atlanta down. Atlanta couldn't get going. And, you know, they got physical with Atlanta. The Liberty, they just exerted their dominance on Dallas. Satu and them tried, Tosh and Enrique, but it wasn't enough. They didn't get nothing out of that bench. They're going to have to get something from that bench next year. They're going to have to add to that bench. That bench is not good, and that's the reason why Dallas lost, is because of the bench, and their role players they just ain't doing nothing. McCown is 6'7" for no reason. Excuse me. She's getting big bodied by JJ. and she's bigger than JJ. And she play like she like 6 feet instead of 6'7". You know, JJ was just out there giving them the business. But see, when JJ goes against somebody she knows she can dominate, JJ's gonna play to her apex. While Minnesota was gonna help Minnesota's gonna be Hans Allen. Hans Allen is going to give them problems. Okay, she's gonna give them problems because not only can she defend and play in the post, Hans Allen could run the point if she needs to. She could run the point of attack whenever you need her to. She has the handles, she has the footwork and the size to do it, and she could guard 1 through 5. Washington giving her up was like, wow, I can't believe they gave her up, but they needed to. They had too many people in their front court. Plus, she'll fit better over there. So that's all I got for you guys. That's my recap of the Dream versus, what is it? Yeah, the Minnesota Lynx versus the Dream, and then of course the Liberty versus Dallas. Like I said, I can see the Lynx and Liberty playing each other at the end. So thank y'all for listening. I'm out. Deezy.